Hello everyone. Today we are going to study chapter number 2 of geography, Inside Our Earth. Earth. First of all, what is Earth? It is the planet on which we live, the only planet where the life is possible. It is the dynamic planet. It is constantly undergoing changes inside as well as outside. Here in this chapter we are first of all going to study about the interior of our Earth. In this diagram we can clearly see there are different layers of the Earth. The first one being the crust or the lithosphere on which we live. Then the mantle, the middle layer. Then the third one is the core, the innermost layer. We will be studying about these layers in detail. The first layer, that is the crust. It is the uppermost layer over the Earth's surface and it is called crust. Also the lithosphere. It is the thinnest of all the layers, only about 35 kilometers on the continental mass and 5 kilometers on the ocean floors. It is made up of two different constituents on the continental mass, that is silica and alumina, and in short they are called as Sial, S-I-A-L, Sial. On the oceanic crust they are made up of silica and magnesium and known as Sima, S-I-M-A, Sima, Si for silica and Ma for magnesium. Second, the second layer, that is mantle, it lies just beneath the crust and its depth is 2,900 kilometers below the crust. It is generally made up of silicates and magnesium oxides. Mantle is in molten state. Here it's liquid, molten. The third layer, it is the innermost layer. It is known as the core and it has the maximum radius, that is about 3,500 kilometers. It is mainly made up of nickel and iron and is called as knife, N-I-F-E, knife, Ni for nickel and Fe for ferrous, which is also known as iron. The central core has very high temperature and pressure. The core, that is why, is divided into two parts, outer core and inner core. Outer core is liquid and inner core is solid. Then we come about what is the earth crust made up of. The topmost layer on which we live, it is made up of different types of rocks. First of all, we'll be studying about minerals. What are minerals? Minerals are solid substances that are present in nature and can be made of one element or more elements when combined together. For example, gold, silver, carbon, sodium, coal, even the salt that we eat is a mineral. Secondly, the rocks. Any natural mass of mineral matter that makes up the earth crust is called a rock. It is naturally formed. The rocks are naturally persisting on the earth. They are not man-made. They are non-living material on earth. How are rocks formed? When the molten magma cools, it becomes solid. The lava, which is continuously moving inside the earth, when it solidifies, it becomes rocks. So, when this molten lava is solidifies, it becomes an igneous rock. They are also known as the primary rocks because they are being formed directly from the lava. There are two types of igneous rocks, intrusive rocks and extrusive rocks. Now, as we know, there are different types of rock. The first one is the igneous, then sedimentary, and the metamorphic. Igneous are the primary rock and are further divided into two types, intrusive rocks and extrusive rocks. These intrusive rocks are formed inside the Earth's surface. When the lava cools down inside the Earth only, it forms the intrusive rock. And when the lava comes out and solidifies, it is called an extrusive rock. Then, here are some examples of intrusive and extrusive. Intrusive rocks are diorite, granite, gabbro, pegmatite, whereas the extrusive rocks are basalt, andesite, rhyolite, scoria. These are some of the examples of intrusive igneous rocks and extrusive igneous rocks. Secondly are the sedimentary rocks. When the rocks roll down, crack and hit each other and are further broken down into smaller fragments, these these are the smaller particles called sediments. Now, when these sediments are transported and deposited by wind, water, and any other source, they loose sediments are compressed. When they are pressurized, these loose sediments are pressurized and they are hardened. And this layer of rocks is called as the sedimentary rock. For example, sandstone is made from grains of sand. When the sand solidifies, it becomes sandstone. The third type are the metamorphic rocks. Igneous and sedimentary rocks can change into metamorphic rocks when there is great pressure and heat inside the earth. They convert into metamorphic rocks. For example, clay changes into slate and limestone changes into marble. So this shows that the igneous rock or the sedimentary rock under great heat and pressure can be converted into metamorphic rocks. And all these things happen because of a rock cycle. One type of rock changes into another type. As we studied, first when the lava comes out, it solidifies into igneous rock. Then these rocks break into different sediments. Because of heat and pressure, sedimentary rocks are formed. And when further heat and pressure is applied on these rocks, they form metamorphic rock. Moreover, the metamorphic rocks, which are still under great pressure under the Earth's surface, they can convert into the molten magma. This is called as the rock cycle, where one particular type of rock can convert into another very easily. So, in this chapter, we have studied all about the different layers of earth, the rock cycle, the different types of rocks, and how the earth's surface is formed. Thank you. Have a nice day.